Hey, what's going on, guys? Bandai is continuing the real great Evangelion line, making another one here with the Evangelion Mark 06, and I'm super excited about it because the Mark 6 is just a really cool, unique design amongst the Evangelions. Most of this kit, of course, is going to be pretty much the same as what you've already built a number of times. You've already built a couple of these, but again, it looks really cool, and it does come with a new weapon, which is exciting as well, too. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so the box art here is pretty typical for RG kits, and especially RG Eva kits. You know, it's basically just, you got the logo down here at the bottom, the text, the whole full-size image, and then a close-up image of the head over here. Looking very sleek, looking very cool with that visor. Again, it's a really interesting design here for the Mark 6. I quite like it. On the ends of the box, you can see this is just got the same box art as what's on the front there, basically. So just going down here onto the bottom of the box. Just once again talking about the real system condensed into approximately 190 millimeters, so 19 centimeters, which is about the average height of your standard master grade kits. So these are pretty tall. And aside from the cool design of the Eva, you do also get a three-dimensional spiral section of the spear of Cassius has been molded into a single part, recreating its smooth curves. So yeah, I'm super excited to have this as a weapon, the Spear of Cassius. Really cool weapon. And then you also get the halo effect part for that as well too. So some very cool new parts added into this. I don't know if this comes with also like kind of a standard rifle weapon and knife weapons as well too. I don't believe so. I think that's kind of all you get as far as weaponry with it. It might be a little bit disappointing to some people. You also have realistic stickers as well as just kind of lots of detail all around. It's all pretty standard for any RG kit. Going around here onto the other side, you can see just a couple of action poses here, recreating some scenes from the anime, basically stabbing, floating, and standing. Then it does come with an entry plug, and I guess it maybe doesn't come with any other accessories, it seems like, but maybe that's okay. So inside here, we are going to have some pre-molded injected parts. Those look very cool. I would just want to check out the instruction manual here first. On the front, we just got that image of what's on the front of the box. On the back side, you have your color guide, which is down there at the bottom in Japanese and in English, and then decal guide for all here. So if you've built any RG kits, especially RG Eva kits, you know what to expect with the decals. Some of them are okay, most of them not really. I don't really particularly like them for the RG kits, RG Eva kits, I should say. A lot of them just don't really stick down onto like the curved detail surfaces very well. So here's a look at the parts list there at the front, and then we do have, in typical RG fashion, a couple of sections in the manual where you get some more information here about a true Evangelion. There in Japanese and in English, so you got some cool information there. A few more pages in, we get the little section here about the weapons, which as usual is not in English, so that's just got a little bit there in Japanese about that. And yeah, weapon, and that's basically it. So just a little bit there at the end about how to use the halo effect bar, and that's pretty much it. So alright, let's go ahead and check out the other stuff. So here is the sticker sheet, which kind of interestingly, they're almost all entirely in white, where some of the other ones had, of course, like some green, yellow, red markings on them. These are just all in white with a little bit of gray over here on this one for the entry plug, and then your kind of mirror finish ones that will go on sort of like the internal parts. And here's the halo piece, and we'll see how this looks on the kit in a moment, but it looks like there's like a couple of points on that where you're just meant to bend that. So it looks simple enough, but we'll see, yeah, how that looks on the kit. The runner markings are separated kind of interestingly, where you have basically two sets, the set that is new for this kit and the set that are recycled from previous kits. So all the ones that are new for this kit are like this: AA, AB, AC, AD, and so on like that. And then the ones that are reused from past kits just have the regular ABC runner marking for them. So here's runner AA, so that you know this is a new runner for this kit, and it's in this kind of dark metallic color. Runner AB is in 4 colors. You have your clear red visor piece down here, you have this light bluish gray section up there, this orangish yellow section throughout the center, and this brown section over here on the side. Runner AC is in our kind of main dark blue color for this, which looks fine, but it doesn't really look like the color that it should be. Honestly, I think it should be a little bit kind of darker, a little bit more purplish, grayish blue. This one just looks like basically just dark blue. Runner AD here in dark red, obviously our pieces there for the spear. Runner AE is in blue for a couple hand parts, and this is in like a little bit softer plastic, so I guess it's meant to have a good grip on the spear parts. Runner AE2 is one little piece here in a dark gray. Runner AF1 and AF2 are clear. The clear green AF1 runner pieces are meant to go in the spear, so those will look really nice. And then a couple more clear parts over here, I think, for the effect part. on AF2. And runner AG is our very cool pre-molded part here, giving you the yellow stripes in the horn, the white bits there for the eyes, and then some clear green for the little kind of piece there on the top of the head as well. So very cool little molded piece there. Then from now on, this is just all parts that have been reused from previous kits. So runner A here is in that main dark blue color. We got a bunch more of that here on runner B1 as well, and this pretty large runner. Runner C is in that dark metallic gray like we saw in the A runner, giving us a bunch of our kind of internal parts and also the knives. So you will have those. I don't believe they're meant to be used with this, but at least you will have those, it looks like. Runner D is some more of that kind of internal frame, as it were. That's continued on to runner E here as well. But then runner F1 gives us a couple of pieces here in darker blue, almost black kind of color. Then runner G1 gives us some more of that orangish yellow color. We got runners H1 and H2, H1 being a runner in a light bluish gray for like the knuckle pieces for all your hand options, and H2 being in that dark purplish gray color. And then runners I1 and I2, I1 is going to be in white, and then I2 in that light bluish gray color. It looks like mostly for some feet parts. Runner J has our white piece over here on the side for the entry plug, and then all of our hand pieces on here. And once again, like with the other hands, this is in a little bit softer plastic for the hand option parts. And finally, runner L here in clear red for your core piece. So if you've built any of the RG Eva kits before, you should have a pretty good idea what to expect, but again, this one does have a really cool style to it. I'm looking forward to checking this one out, and then the weapon as well is very cool also. So we go ahead and get this built up, and then we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, so here is the Eva Mark.06 all built up, looking very cool. It looks great in that dark color scheme. While I still think that the dark blue is not quite actually the right like anime accurate color, it does look, I mean, as a model kit it looks great. If you're looking for complete anime accuracy, I don't think that is quite right, but you know, that can bother you as much as you let it, I suppose. Overall, the kit looks fantastic. Really nice changes to this in the shoulders and obviously the new head there as well too. And a couple bits here and there. I think overall it looks fantastic. If you've already built a few of these, you should have a pretty good idea of what to expect with this, but I think this does throw in a nice new set, a handful of new parts in there to mix it up a little bit from what you've already maybe built a few times by now possibly. So while I was definitely feeling a little bit RG Evangelion fatigue after building the first three, this one was a lot of fun to put together as well too. I really quite like it and it looks awesome, so let's go ahead and check it out. So I won't get too much into the articulation of this, as basically I've already reviewed this kit 3 times before. Just to talk about the new parts, there's new shoulder parts are very nice, nothing really on them different. They don't open up, and there's no knives stored up in there. That said, you do have the knives left over as just spare parts, so you could use these if you wanted. I won't be using them today, but you can if you want. And the new head, also important to note that the mouth does not open, which I totally approve of because I found that to be kind of an issue with the first and the second kit. I mean, the Eva Unit 1 and Eva Unit 2. The mouth opening gimmick, I actually didn't really quite like it. It did look cool for like certain poses, but I found it to just open when you didn't want it to, or just look weird when it was open. It's just kind of awkward. The Eva Mark.06 here, the mouth does not open, and I think the head mold looks really super nice. The pre-molded, pre-colored parts there for the horns look great, and the clear green part in there, the clear red part with the white eyes up inside there. Matter of fact, why don't we just bring the camera in nice and close there on the head so you guys can see that up close. But yeah, it's got the white eyes molded up inside there, which you can see very faintly through the visor. I will say putting the head together was a little bit tricky if you're not paying really close attention to the manual, just because the way the parts fit together is, just pay attention to what you're doing. But it looks cool. You can still open up the back like normal and put in your entry plug in there. I don't have it in, I just have it out here separately. You have that sticker which wraps around the entry plug if you want to put that on there, but that also looks pretty bad, so I would also just maybe not recommend messing around too much with that. But you can put the entry plug in there. This kit doesn't come with an umbilical cable, but you could use the umbilical cable from a different kit if you wanted to have that plugged into the back here. You've got that same hole, but what we're going to actually use that hole for is for the halo. So the halo piece will plug into there. It's that clear part, and that'll hold the halo up above the head, and you can kind of bend to adjust that to be a little bit more at the right angle. And just holding it in my hand like this is going to be very floppy, bouncing all over the place, but if you have it just up on your stand and not anything moving, then it'll look fine. But anyway, this will also give you a point to plug the action base right into the back of there, so you can put this up on an action base. That's convenient, as these kits don't have any place to plug onto an action base normally, so that does give you a nice place to plug this up onto an action base. So while the articulation is basically the same as all the other kits in the line, there are some annoying points that I kind of find. I don't really necessarily like the design of the forearms on these, and also the hip section is kind of annoying to get the hip section put together. When you're putting that together, it's kind of hard to get it rotated into the right position, and then it seems to get kind of loosen up very easily. So just be a little bit careful when you're moving around the hips. But overall, the articulation on these kits is fantastic, as you'll see as we try out a few of the different action poses here in a bit as well. There's a lot of stickers that I didn't put on the kit because these just don't really look very good, but you can put those on there if you want. I put a couple of them on to the interior parts there, so that metallic shine you're seeing through these gaps in the kind of torso armor is a few of those metallic stickers, but the rest of them I just kind of left off, but you can put those on there if you want. Otherwise, we've just got all our different hand options. So you got closed fists, you got these open expressive hands like this, and all these are for the left and the right side, by the way. You got these other open hands which are kind of meant for like holding up your rifle or something, or just holding up something. We've also got these karate chopping hands or running hands. Now, the one thing that I don't really very much like about the hands is that they're molded in that little bit softer plastic, and that also makes them slightly translucent. So you can see how you're kind of seeing them looking slightly translucent. You're seeing some like light coming through at the end. So depending on your lighting of your kits or something, if you have like a really bright lit display case, you'll see like some light going through the hands, which is not a very good look. You also have your pair of just open resting hands, which are very Evangelion style. I like those quite a bit. Now our new hands for the kit are specifically for holding on to the spear. You do also have the trigger finger hands included with this, so if you wanted to use a rifle from a different kit you can, but this doesn't include any rifle, so you won't really use the trigger finger hands at all with this kit. But these holding hands are for the spear, which is very nice. So here it is. I mean, simple, but you have that clear green part there at the top, which looks really nice molding on this, especially down here at the bottom. I didn't focus too much on this while we were going through the unboxing portion of the video, but now that it's all built and you can see this is all just molded as one piece, which again is just pretty amazing on Bandai's part to be able to mold that all as one single piece like that. So it's a testament to Bandai's engineering ability, which is very cool. So it's basically 4 parts, that one, this main centerpiece, and then the end part is like 2 pieces, an inner and outer piece. And then of course the clear green pieces in there as well too, which there's no sticker or anything behind them. They just shine naturally, very nice and brightly. If you painted some like silver or something in there underneath the clear green parts, they'd shine even more, but even just as they are, they look really nice. So alright guys, as we're trying out a few different poses with this, again, if you've built a few of these or if you've seen reviews of a few of the different releases, you should have a pretty good idea what to expect with this one. So there's not really too much else that I can say about this one other than the fact that it looks awesome. I really love the new parts on this, the new shoulders, the new head looks really cool, the colors look fantastic on this, the new weapon is awesome. I love that spear, really super cool design. I do wish that, you know, it seems a bit weird saying this because I've complained about this in past ones, how I've just found it a little bit kind of disappointing that every kit basically comes with the same set of weapons. It's a little bit disappointing now that this one doesn't come with those weapons. So that said, I've got leftover weapons obviously from the previous releases that I could use with this if I really wanted to. Honestly, if there's any one thing that I do feel is maybe lacking from this, it's just a stand. It's really kind of unfortunate that it comes with the halo and it shows it's kind of like a big feature of the Mark.06 is to be able to do the floating pose holding the spear, and like you needed to be up on a stand for that. They should have included some sort of basic stand for this. Nothing too fancy, but just a basic stand. You know, fancy of course would have been nice. They could have made it like a really stylistic stand, made it like Evangelion style, made like the bottom shape and like the design of an AT field or something like that. They could have done something really cool making a simple stand for this, but that just seems like kind of a bit of a letdown that there's nothing included for that. So if you are planning on getting this kit, I would definitely recommend getting some sort of action base or having some sort of action base ready on hand to use with this. Because as far as what you get in the box, I mean, you don't get a whole lot, though. I mean, like I said, I don't really know what else you would want with this, about like just for it to be anime accurate. So as far as anime accuracy goes, I mean, just coming with the spear is really all you need. You don't necessarily need other weapons, things like that. Of course, anything else in the box would have been nice, but I mean, for just a simple kit and in the line, I think it is really quite nice. So even if you were like me and feeling a little bit kind of tired out after already building a couple of these kits in the line, I would still definitely recommend getting this one if you like the design of this one. I didn't know if I really wanted to build another RG Eva kit, but I definitely enjoyed this and it looks awesome. And posing the kit, it looks even better. So I'm definitely really enjoying this one and really glad that I decided to pick it up and review it here for you guys. So of course, a big thank you to ZakuAurelius Store for making that all possible. If you guys want to check out this kit or other RG Eva kits or anything else from Bandai, Kotobukiya, etc., you can check that all out there at ZakuAurelius Store. The link and the coupon code will be in the video description for you guys to check out. Go ahead and check out the site. Thank you so much for your support, guys, and for supporting me and my channel as well too. Liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all that is greatly appreciated as well too. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're all having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.